guys, Rick Shaw here. It is the 3rd of October 2021 and it's cool, very cool morning, and there's my little buddy. We're just out for our hike. This is his first hike of the morning. It is definitely chilly. My nose is a little runny. We got a pretty good haze all over the place. They got some more houses they're starting over here, a couple more, so they're very busy. But beautiful morning. Yesterday we were out. We did big grocery shopping. They had some really nice steaks down at the market this time. Guess because it was a weekend. Very busy. We went to buy. We found Monopoly games and stuff, and in the department store. And we just didn't buy anything because the lines were ridiculous. I mean, absolutely ridiculous long. They were going, actually, there was a line for a cash register that started outside the store. I mean, it went all the way from, and the register was on the other end of the store there. And it was like, we had all the stuff because it was outside, but they have no place for you to buy it out there. You have to go into the store to check out. And I'm like, yeah, forget this. They had Monopoly and they had some pretty good games. I would have liked to got that for the kids, but we'll get it. It'll come. But that's the way that goes. But the other thing that happened yesterday, and this is something you're going to run in. We don't usually do too much out on the weekends, but we got stuck in a real bad traffic, and up ahead we seen that it was an accident, and we're stuck because people come in. The way it happened, we were going straight down the road, and as soon as the accident happened, the vehicles started coming from the left to make their left turn and just wouldn't stop. And even though they couldn't get in where they were going, they would just pull in your road. So this is what happens. It's a major jam up. There's no courtesy here. There's no wait your turn or anything like that. It's every man for himself. Well, when we got up to the first accident, I'm going to say first accident, it was a motorcycle hit the side of a car, and the car was being driven by a little kid. It was just a little, I mean, this kid wasn't much older than this guy right here. So that's not good. And it was a new little Nissan, nice one, and it got hit by a motorcycle. But the dude on the motorcycle, he was the first dude I've seen in a long time that had like full gear on. He had on. He was a big stocky fella. I mean, he was for a Filipino, he was on the top end of the scale for being big. And the guy probably went 220 for a Filipino. That's pretty big, guys. And he looked in good shape, but he had like a full dirt bike armor on. And he was cooking because that's an area where when we come out of the mall.
Look, the puppy's coming.
That's okay. You can pet him if he comes. There's a puppy dog. Hi, puppy. But that's a stretch of road where you can. Okay, got it. Where you can move along and make some time there. Till the next traffic jam. And then there was another one, and we got.
He's smart. He go back now.
Okay, yeah, he's gonna stay by his house. But we went ahead and the next one. They got these narrow roads, and I always have to pick the wrong road to go home on. There's a narrow road. Well, the fella pulls over to the right-hand side, he's blocking traffic. He puts his flashers on, and it's very narrow, and a truck was trying to go by, and the oncoming traffic, nobody's going to let you through, so he's trying to squeeze through this in between some vehicles, and he hit the car. He scraped the whole side of the car up. So instead of these guys pulling off of the road, it's unfortunately it was the truck's fault. He ran right into him. No, they sit there in front of we were one of the first ones after it happened, so we're sitting there waiting, and they just refused to move. And I thought, oh brother. So then we're almost home. We're still on that narrow road.
motorcycle.
Yeah, we're on the narrow road getting ready to make our turn where it opens up and we can head home. This tricycle guy, there's a little eatery there right before the road opens up to where there's parking off to the right. It's a high curb like this one, and then it like opens up so that you can park at these businesses. So there's a little eatery there, 50 feet, not even 50 feet, 25 feet before it opens up, and the dude on a tricycle stops. So now he's blocking the entire road, and he's going to get his food. Instead of going up 25 feet and putting his tricycle out of the way, he decides to block the road, guys. I'm sitting there thinking, what? I don't get the mentality of this. You know, whenever we park or do anything, we try to stay out of the way. The one bad thing when we park up at okay, 1, 2, 3, go. That's my fast boy. He likes to run. Yeah, he's pretty quick. I forgot to bring the watch. Don't ever slow down until you're over the line, bub. You always keep going full steam until you get over the line, okay?
Okay.
But every time I go up to Lipa City area to park, you'll see people parked all over the place. But when I go up there, even if I'm sitting in the car waiting, there's always a traffic cop coming and tells me to move. Doesn't matter where I park. Even if there's a car behind me and a car in front of me where I pulled over, they come over and tell me to move. It happened the other day. And it's like, oh, come on. You know, I told the guy, well, there's a car right behind me. There's one in front. Well, there's no one in there. That's their deal. So, and then trying to get my wife, you know, so she knows where I'm at in there, because you may have to drive all around a big circle to try to park. So that's one reason I definitely don't like. One of my main reasons I don't like it in Lipa City, unless you're going to the mall areas and stuff. It is not car friendly at all. It's just a horrible place to try to get around, especially the market. And the folks walk in front. They'll, instead of getting up over off the side, which they can do, they'll walk right down the middle of the road like this. And we got behind a lady carrying. It was an older lady carrying some bags, and she could have got out of the way. Good morning, Glory. She could have got out of the way, but no, she decided to walk right down the center. And then the folks behind me are beeping like I'm doing something wrong, and it's like, what the hell, you know? And my wife's saying beep at her, and I'm like, she knows we're there. She's doing that on purpose. She wants to be in the way. That's what they do, you know. Like the jeepney that pulled in front of us. He had nowhere to go. He was going to make a left-hand turn. He cut us off something terrible. And now he's stopped. Now we're all stopped too. I guess he figured because he can't go, he wants it so everybody else can't go too. Because I even looked at him. I shrugged my shoulders at him like, what did you do that for? He couldn't go. The accident was blocking everybody. And then he blocked us. And we sat. We did, on the trip we took to the mall, I got the thing on the phone. Morning. Yes, I see that. But that trip we took, just to go, you know, we went to the SNR, and then we have to go home to get the frozen stuff home, and then we go back to do to the mall, to the S&M. When we went to the S&M, it was we averaged on that trip 5 miles per hour. I got to set up for miles on that little computer program. And that's just how it goes on the weekend. That's why I told my wife, well, you know, why don't we wait till Monday?
That way.
Okay.
Because the dogs are going to chase him again.
Okay. But I'd rather do stuff through the week. It's never as much traffic, and stay away from 5 o'clock. That's for sure. The other thing I just saw too, Grandpa Vlogger had something on it that the Duterte is gonna. He's not going to run. Well, that's what he's saying. You know, that could change tomorrow. But he's saying he's going to be done. He's not going to run again after he's done being the president again. And then his daughter, She's applying to run for mayor. I had seen that before, so I don't think she'll be running. And then that Bong dude, I think that just ruins any chances he's got. I mean, the only chance he had was the popularity of Do Dirty to get him over the top. But he had like a speech. Watched the speech, and a lot of folks like the guy. Very popular guy. I know I was in his city down there in Davao. People say, oh, it's dangerous, this, that, and the other, with all the Abu Sayyaf and all this. I felt safer there than any place I've ever been. And the thing that got me too, you'd see young girls that, at 2 o'clock in the morning going to their work or whatever they were doing, and by themselves, not scared of anything. And it just was a good clean. That's the whole time I was down there. I was down there for just short of 6 months. I only saw one dog poop, and when I came back the other way, they had cleaned it. Somebody had cleaned it up already. But you didn't see any stray dogs running around. I saw one dog that was loose, but he had like a chain. The chain was busted, and he was headed somewhere. So he had somewhere to go. It wasn't like he was just a stray. Didn't see any strays. Very, very clean. I didn't like the fact that it flooded. It flooded quite often. When I was down there, it rained every single night around 8 o'clock. Almost the whole time I was there. And when we get the real hard rains, there was flooding. And you have to be careful walking around. Just wasn't too good. But that's the news on him. I would think that him saying that would give Manny a big push. There was something about his party kicked him out while he was gone at the fight. Glad he's given up fighting. I wish he'd have went out a winner. But that's what happens to boxers. They just keep fighting until they lose, and that's a shame. I'd love to see him go out a winner. Become the champion of the world and quit. But the lure of money. There's just too much money in it. But I know Manny. He's pretty good. He donates a lot of his money. They made a big fuss of him taxing. I think that a lot of the bad press on him will go away if Do Dirty doesn't run. So that would be pretty good. I think he'd be the pretty good guy. So I like him. Hell of a fighter. Very, very speedy guy. But I do notice when we were getting the boxing, when we had the good TV station that they got rid of, I hope that comes back after the election. We were getting the boxing channels, and there's a bunch of Filipinos there. The one dude, I don't know what's happening now because we haven't watched for quite a while, but he just wouldn't lose. The Prince Albert or something like that, and there's another fella. They just don't lose, and they kick butt. The Filipinos, when it comes to fighting, there's some tough dudes. And so are these workers around here. I was watching them haul. They haul these big bags of sand on their head, and they're having to haul them way down the street because they ran out down there. See how the piles get run out? So they had like a train going. Tough guys. There's some super tough guys, that's for sure. And they're getting ready to haul a lot of this stuff out. They got this down. They dig these pretty deep. At least it's not full of water. We had some rain yesterday. That's the septic system. But I'm going to go ahead and let you go. There's our we like these guys coming into the yard. They've been coming into our yard quite often now because they're eating bugs and stuff in here. They pick up a lot of them. There was 3 of them in here the other day, and I was talking to my buddy Sean, showing him on the camera, phone camera, and they were coming in there just pecking because we've got these. They're like cockroaches, but they're not like the normal Filipino one. They're like the very small ones. And we seem to be getting, all of a sudden, lots of them. I don't know if it's because they're digging something up. They're going to put a house over here pretty quick. And we noticed ant tracks coming in here. I was putting some borax out, and so we had a big ant track going along this wall right into the house. The speeder ants, and then those little cockroaches. Well, we've been seeing them. You know, you can usually see them on the ground over there. Well, when the chickens came in the other day, that was the end of those things. Holy mackerel! They came in and must have ate about 20 of them. But we're not really getting too much in the house. We keep the windows closed. It's not hot in there. I know we have the air conditioners in this place, but I can foresee us not really needing them. We just don't. It's morning, Coco. But it's just not hot. It's the house stays very cool. I was surprised at this wall that you know, that sun's right there, and that sun hits this wall really good part of the day. But if you put your hand on the inside, you know, like on this side of it in the house, it feels cold to the touch always. We don't. It's thick enough, I guess, that it does. And I drilled some holes in that wall over there, and it's solid. They grouted it, so it's a solid wall. So, but that's pretty good. We do really love the little house. We like it. We like it a lot. We're having trouble with the water still. My wife's going to go pay the water bill and talk to the lady and ask her, you know, what are they not doing? I mean, if they have to manually have a dude come down here and open up a valve for us to have water, then the prick needs to get down here every day. They need, you know, we're paying a stupid bill. You know, why is this happening? Why does it keep running out? One day we have water, next day we don't. You know, and it's getting a little frustrating, especially with this back when I want to just soak in a hot shower for a while. I can't do it. It sucks, but worst comes to worst, I can always we always heat water up on the stove. That's just, you know, we're back to how it originally started here in our brand new house. So make sure you guys move in here. Check, double check, and triple check that you're going to have water, or take care of it yourself if it's on city water. You know, that's why I was saying about Carmona. That's why those places, even those houses aren't that nice. Those houses that they sold brand new for $1.5 million, row house, and they were cast. They weren't made like this one. They brought in the big walls in precast and set them up, kind of built it like House of Cards. That's the way they did that. And the floors they poured. But that place over there, now even though people bought them 10 years ago and those houses sat and they did absolutely nothing to them, the doors rotted off, the windows broke, all kinds of stupid shit. Well, they're still getting $3 million for them, and people are going in there and just gutting them and redoing them. One fellow bought 2 of them and made it into a big monstrous house on the one corner. I showed some videos on that place. Absolutely fabulous, and a lot of them are doing it. And I'm starting to see why. Filipinos aren't stupid. They got good electricity over there, works all the time, and they have water all the time. And the management company for that place, they run a tight show. Now, another thing, when you go to move out, if you're in any kind of development, this is something I didn't know, and we ran into trouble on our day we were moving here, was they won't let you leave. The security guards will keep you in. You have to get paperwork. And the day we were moving, of course, was a weekend. So there was nobody open. But we finally got the president of the association, and he talked to the owner. He knew him personally. So that's why that worked out, and we were able to get the paperwork. But they had some old guard come over. So they won't let you leave, guys. We had the truck loaded. We were getting ready to leave, and no, you're not leaving. They wouldn't let us out of the gate. And, I'm like, hey, we're moving, and no, you're not. And so we were held up 3-4 hours. So if you're in a development renting off of somebody, and you decide, okay, I'm going to be moving soon, you're going to have to get paperwork. from the owner that you're paid, because they try to protect the owners. You can't, when you're living in a place like that, you have no rights or say or anything. The owner does. If your water don't work or anything like that, and you go to say anything, they just don't even listen to you. They they don't care. They will only listen to what the owner says. So if you're going to bitch about anything, bitch to the owner. Let him call their association. And a lot of these associations too, I know where we used to live, they voted him out. I just heard about that. The association was running the place, and they're elected every so many years, just like a mayor, just like the president. And they were just doing some stupid stuff around there. I thought they did okay, but a lot of folks that lived there didn't like them for some reasons or another. They came by every day and swept. Garbage was always picked up. I didn't like the loose dogs everywhere. That I definitely didn't like. I complained about that quite a bit. But they voted him out, and now there's all new. And even the security company, it's not even the same security company anymore. They got rid of all the security guards. We go back there, it's like a foreign land. They don't know us. My sticker on the car faded, so we won't be able to get in. So that's what happened there. But they say they like it better. They like these people better, so that's cool. So I'm going to go ahead and let you go. It's a real hazy morning. You can see that sun over there. Almost looks like a moon. But this is Rick Shaw.